Hello, friends and family, the world. This is another witness and testimony of the days in which we have come. I've left previous messages. I have also left a message that the 3rd, my wheels will leave Minnesota, and it will be too late for the granddaughter of Muhammad to be anointed, which is Omar Callahan. Many of y'all will probably shut the video off at this moment. But I want to show y'all something in a book that I have. It is the Counting Down of the Days of Daniel. And for this month, it's crazy because I just opened up this book after a week ago. I'm looking at it behind the camera. But let me show you, see if I can turn it around. Okay, so this is the book, and John Shorey is off by 1 year according to God. So I have the days of what Daniel's seen. He said, hold on a minute, Lord, what is this? I don't understand. And he says, close the book up. Okay, so today is the 23rd. It is the firstborn daughter, and today is 1067 of 1290. Blessed is he that makes it to the 1335th. Okay, so Omar being the granddaughter of Muhammad, she has to get anointed in order for her to go forward on this land. And it's crazy, I just found out today also that that she is going to Israel. So it's crazy. Allahan Omar is a Turkish and a Hebrew name. It is also a Muslim name. And the Lord said that he would plant all the trees back in the same field, which is his, which is pretty cool. And I know that it's going to take 2 women. It's going to take me and another, okay, to bring Ishmael and Isaac back to the tent of Abraham. She is an Islamic woman. I am a woman of Abraham. I believe in the Christian and the Islamic values. Okay, a lot of the laws I do not agree with because God said that they're added in by man, but that is neither here nor there. You have to walk in your own garden on this life with God in order to figure that out. Okay, so I know that I am the bride of the Bible and the she-camel of the Quran, and I've told Allahan that that when my wheels leave Minnesota, it will be too late. So, being in Bemidji, Minnesota, God told me to build him a tabernacle that no man could desecrate. Okay, so I showed up in June. July, my son's birthday come around. He told me to pray for Callie. 24 hours later, the 6.7 hit. 48 hours later, the 7.1 hit. He told me to pray for them. I said, I can't, son. I'm only allowed to pray for the king to come. And indeed, he said, he's here. So all of these rapture dates that everybody is setting it's true, but y'all are forgetting about John 4:24. God is a spirit, and those who worship him should worship him as such. Man is speaking that he is coming in the clouds. Well, if you take water, which all the word of God says points to water, clouds like in a waterfall and a tsunami, the turning of the waves, that all looks like a cloud. So indeed, he's still coming in the form of a cloud. It's just a different form of water via the baptism. Okay, so the young gentleman who I was at the house at the Lord, that my son told me to pray for Callie, I had noticed the blinking of his eyes when he would talk. He would just kind of like this, and I knew that he was having like seizures. Okay, that he was having something going on. He was lacking the oxygen in his brain, and I was explaining to him about it. Well, come to find out, he got off of his psych medication, and that was part of the reasons that was causing it. All right, now this is the crazy thing. I knew that God was gathering his houses. 4th of July, this family, this woman had 7 children. And so all of them showed up on the 6th, and God was gathering his houses from May the 19th until July the 10th. So I'm going to switch that over. Okay, and then here on the 6th, day 1050, it was a quarter moon to the right, which I believe is the Islamic moon. I believe that goes this way and then has a star to it. Alright, but the fireworks that they popped off, y'all, they had Bible verses on them, which is pretty cool. I'm just going to hold that here a minute so y'all can freeze it if need be. Okay, there was 2 that had Honest Abe, 1 that said One Nation, and then diamonds. He's making diamonds out of us. Okay, my mom was born on the 10th, which it's crazy. Alright, so he finished gathering his houses, and on the 10th, it was House of the Apple. Then it was a palace. Then it was Weeping. Okay, they had, you see the firstborn on the 16th, that was on a Wednesday. Okay, on that Sunday, they rushed me off, and the dude ended up crashing. Like, blood pressure down, his sugar bottomed out. He was on his deathbed. I put the oil of gladness on him, and he instantly come back to life. Well, I knew that the firstborn, the firstling, we have all the weeping before, so it was pretty bad. And I did end up crying, because I was not looking forward to that man dying in my arms. But if he wanted to go to heaven, then we were not calling the ambulance. Firstborn, first fruit, the firstling of man, early fig, the firstling of man. Okay, and then here Sunday, I believe it was either Saturday or Sunday, the Lord told me to give Omar the message to come get anointed. She was the daughter of Muhammad. Okay, we got weeping and weepers, and then today is the firstborn daughter, and I know that of Zechariah or Ezekiel, Zechariah 4, that I am the other olive branch that is there beside the Lord, pouring my heart out to him. And then the Lord has also told me that one of the 21 anointings of the Lord's tabernacle was, I had put a piece of paper in the river and spoke of the year of the womb. So to burst the womb, that makes a lot of sense. And then it comes to a young camel. Okay, I know that I am the she camel, a young she camel, which is a female camel. Okay, and then a young camel and a young camel. This is just a couple of days from now. Okay, so as y'all can see, all the way down, you know, it comes. There is about to be it's tied into Revelations 12. Omar, before you go to Israel, you really need to. You are taking a journey. God's got you on a journey that you don't even know. Okay, you are about to have an about face before this nation. And they are going to love you. They are going to love you. Okay, Trump had his anointing through all his prophets and his prophecies. I am yours, and I know this. But these are the days that we are on. And this is something, because 823 is a day that the Lord has called out. Okay, 823 is mixed feed for the cattle. But as you can see, a young camel, then something happens and there's failure in the land. Then there's weeping. Then we have anxiety of the heart. Then there is to afflict and another weeping. You know, so Job's friends, they tried to tell him that he was wrong. He was not right. He was unrighteous. And we know by the book of Job that we don't know nothing for what the Lord, do. It was to test his faithfulness. And everybody else was down on Job. Well, yada, yada, yada. That's man's interpretation. Okay, and then you've got the wear out, the rags, then Daniel. I'm in the book of Daniel, okay? This all shows up. I believe this is the earth. This is the earth or either Iran. And then we got mixed feed for the cattle. The cattle is of Abraham. That is Isaac and Ishmael. And then it's nothing, whatever, nobody cares. All right, which is kind of the same of what we got now. But it's destruction without profit, to overflow with oil. The Lord just told me that there was going to be an outburst of oil, a spewing of oil on the land. out of California. We've got earthquakes going on over there, so I understand. And the Lord said that this belongs to us, the people. We get the benefits, whether it's the free gas, whether it's the money, or however it's supposed to happen. The oil that breaks through, it belongs to the people, and that's going to be a mess, because if the oil is not contained, there is going to be problems, okay? Absolute problems. And then they're going to try to hide it. They're going to try to muzzle off, then they're going to try to pinch it, and then there's a gulp, a destruction. A gulp is water, a cup, a tsunami. You know, there's trouble that's coming to the land. They're absolute trouble. So 823 for what the Lord told me to have Dutch sense to look out for. A few years ago, there was something that happened on that day, and it happened 5 years before that. So Dutch, if you do happen to see this, man, this is a book that that I have, and let me make sure. Yeah, that's August 2019. This was wrong. Okay, so, and that happens on 1098, you know, which is, it's crazy. Caleb was conceived in 98. 98 was the year that I was baptized. That God came alive in me, that He chose me back. So, as you can see, when we go into September, a lot happened. So, I'm just saying that God is making a move. I am everything to heaven and nothing to this earth. I'm going to the front line in Cali. I know He said that the 3.3s was drawing a line to the 9.9. The water will not overcome me, and the fire will not burn me. I will not worry about what to say, for in the hour the Holy Spirit will speak for me. But the front line is going to the forefront. God's got His hand on this nation, and He wants to make a move, and me pouring out the oil is Him wanting to make that move. I'm pumping His blood vessels with blood by pouring the olive oil in the land. Y'all pour y'all's heart into the land. Pour the olive oil in the land in your yard. Pour the protection of God over you, because the destruction is here. The wrath is here, and it is about to unfold before our eyes. Trump made sure of that by choosing the new Babylon. Y'all remember, Jerusalem could have been left intact had they just surrendered. All of this could change. Nobody believes me. Nobody's donated to the cause. He said we would remember none of it. I'm not going to be angry if none of this happens. I don't want this to happen. It is my heart that the love of mankind is revived, that we do find peace, but we find peace God's way and not Trump's way, not man's way. No, we do it God's way. God said we wanted to be divided. He was going to divide us His way, and that is the destruction. We've come down to the point that Noah is about to float, and it's time to get on the boat. Wake up, get on the boat.